we'll go ahead and move on to our last speaker. And this is a treat. Julie Garden Robinson, our last presenter, is a food and nutrition specialist and professor in the Department of Health, Nutrition, and Exercise Scientists at North Dakota State University Extension. Julie has done an amazing amount of work with her team, and we're just excited to hear about the prevention strategies that she's employed. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. As she said, I'm part of the North Dakota State University outreach system, which is called Extension. And we're actually a nationwide network. So any state that has a land-grant university, and that's every state, will have someone in my type of role. So I'm going to attempt to share my screen. Let's see, and I hope you're all seeing green and gold.
We are.
Very good. As she said, I've been part of this network for many years now. And one thing that we weren't reaching, one group we weren't reaching were men. So we did a nationwide survey actually of men, and we found that they were very interested in learning more about cancer prevention, and skin cancer came out on top. So we created a lot of tools, and I'm going to share with you some of the messaging that we have been using for several years. And we've been quite successful in reaching a lot of men, and because the women also wanted their own website and their own program, we created HealthWise for Women. They chose their own logos. They were all part of the decision-making process. So today, very quickly, I'm going to go through some of the key messages from the CDC, how we've approached sun safety education, and maybe what we all can do to help get these important messages out to everyone. Sun safety is important for all. I am a registered dietitian, and as we were going through creating a Nourish Your Skin educational program, we really ran into all the information about skin cancer. So it became Nourish and Protect Your Skin. Skin cancer, and I just checked this, is the most common form of cancer in the US, according to the CDC. So really important for all of us. As the weather warms in Fargo, North Dakota and beyond, we're going to all try to get outside more often, but we need to keep in mind all these strategies. Another thing we learned was that North Dakota's incidence of skin cancer is higher than the rest of the US. That was surprising to me when we found this statistic. So 25.8 cases per 100,000 versus 22.1. So now let's take a look at the sun in general and skin. As you can see on the screen, there are different types of rays. UVA causes dark patches, wrinkles, loose skin, premature aging, DNA damage, whereas UVB rays can cause sunburns, eye problems, DNA damage as well. Skin is very complex, and we'll leave it at that. Let's go on to the next slide where we take a look at the UV index. This is what they often report on the weather, and it's just a system from 1 to 11 plus. So if it's a low UV index, not as harmful to your skin, whereas the higher it is, the more damaging it could be. And there is a free UV index mobile app available from the Environmental Protection Agency. So if you like apps on your phone, check that out. So as we've been hearing, there are different types of skin cancer: basal cell, squamous, and melanoma, which is the most serious of the types, but all of them can certainly cause damage and issues. So as we were developing our strategies, we really needed to keep the messages pretty simple. So we are using the idea of taking steps to protect yourselves. We have used every possible way we can think of, from news releases to newsletters to people getting on the news to anything that our extension system has been able to do to reach out. In fact, we have integrated our sun safety program into our statewide pesticide training program. That's been probably our best way to reach men and also women who are farmers. And they are given an opportunity to participate in this sun safety program using these very slides. So seek shade, very important, very difficult if you are a farmer or rancher or like to be outside during the day, but the sun seems to be at its highest level of danger from that 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. time period. So we can't miss it if we work outside, but we can certainly do things to protect ourselves. So one thing I did was able to accumulate some dollars and provide all of our extension agents with bucket hats, basically brimmed hats, not quite like the one on the left, but brimmed hats made out of canvas. So when they do sun safety programs, they're wearing their bright yellow bucket hats in our NDSU colors, in fact. Sunscreen, very important. Look for broad spectrum. We are using SPF 30. That's the CDC recommendation. There certainly are higher levels of SPF products. Water resistant, also important. Nothing is waterproof. So it is water resistant, but you still have to reapply it fairly often. Usually every 30 minutes is what is suggested. And also applying a full ounce. And that's about the amount that fits in a shot glass. So that's a lot of sunscreen. And we've used these messages as well as our students leave campus to go on spring break and soak up a lot of sun. We do want them to protect their skin. So check your skin is another key message that we use. Remember the ABCDs of sun safety. Look for asymmetry, border irregularity, color variation, and diameter. These are some signs. And we try to be very visual as we are presenting this information. We have large poster displays. As I said, we've used as many different ways as we can think of to reach out. In fact, Brian has given a webinar for us that was very popular and very powerful during our gardening series. So what is in these HealthWise kits that we have throughout the state of North Dakota in our county extension offices? First of all, the target audience is everyone, but especially outdoor workers, especially farmers, ranchers, gardeners, and we've been reaching out a lot to kids and teenagers. And today, in fact, is the prom in many schools in Fargo. So one of the things we've been reaching out about is the danger of some of the indoor tanning beds that so many people use. They're actually registered by FDA as a known carcinogen. So if you have kids or you know people that are using those are certainly not a safe thing to do. We have provided a binder with lesson plans, examples of materials. The slides I'm showing you are on a flash drive. We have lots of different handouts, poster displays. We created a bingo game for kids and adults, so we've distributed that. For elementary students, we go in and reach thousands of kids, except during times of pandemic, it gets a little difficult. But we have a sun safety pledge activity where they sign up that they're going to protect their skin. And as I mentioned, we've done a lot of webinars. We have over 75 webinars on lots of topics related to gardening, outdoor activities, but we also included some sun safety and nutrition information in those webinars. Of course, we do surveys. I mentioned some of our props, but we also put props in the toolkit, like good sunglasses, hats or caps. A lot of people wear the billed type caps, just the ones with the little bill on the front of them. Those are not safe. That is why we see so many farmers with melanomas and different skin cancers on their ears or their neck. So we want this to become a new norm to wear the right kind of hat that's more protective. We also have included light changing beads to show how light can get through certain kinds of fabric. And as a little prize, I guess, we've provided lip balm with sun safety SPF factor built in. We have ice scrapers, and we're in North Dakota. So we have ice scrapers with our website listed on them as a little prize. And we've done public service announcements, lots of graphics on Facebook. We have an online game platform. So we've, as I said, we've really been exploring the wide range of things to do to get these messages out. One of the best tools that we have come upon is a DermaScan skin scope, and we have those in several counties. They're not diagnostic, but they certainly will show through just light where there's some damage on skin. And in fact, through the use of the DermaScan skin scopes, they're not terribly expensive. A couple people have gone to a dermatologist or other primary provider, and they've discovered that they do have skin cancer. So those learning tools, which are, as I said, not diagnostic, can certainly be helpful in getting people to seek further care. So I certainly invite your participation. I'm going to attempt to share a Powtoon at the very end here. I haven't done this on the webinar part of Zoom, but I'll try. And we have several free newsletters. If you're interested in seeing this Nourish Your Skin, and I like that one of the other speakers used nourish, I think that's a great word. Can certainly go and sign up for our free newsletters. We've used the graphics on our family table Facebook presence. And if you forget how to find our resources, just Google us, NDSU Extension, Food and Nutrition. And HealthWise is where we have our information about our HealthWise programs. Overall, we're very grateful for the North Dakota Department of Health because we've had funds to do our outreach. So what can each of us do to get these important messages out? Well, certainly it's important that we all model sun safety behavior. Let people see you putting sunscreen on. Wear a brimmed hat when you're outside tending your garden or riding bike or playing golf. Tell others what you've learned. And what I learned yesterday is true in anything we do nowadays, is that people trust their friends often more than they trust professionals in the field. So you got to get those friends sharing your messages. So an example, if you're on Facebook, share educational posts to your friends. Volunteer at health fairs, community events. I'd welcome anyone to help us get these messages out. And as Brian did so eloquently, share your personal story. That is probably the best way to get people to listen. Storytelling is really important in the world of health. So I'll leave you with this, and then I'll attempt to share a video. Who's in your wallet? If you still carry a wallet, who's in your cell phone photo gallery? These people are the ones who are most important to you, and you want to be around a long time to share your life with them. So there is my contact information. I welcome anyone to give me a call, jot me an email, and I'd love to have you help us get this message out, regardless of where you live. Now, as I said, I'm going to attempt to share a YouTube video, and I may need Eric's help.
Hey, your skin looks a little red.
Oh, I didn't notice.
Here's a hat you can use while you're here.
Thanks, but what's it for?
To protect your skin. Your skin is red because of the sun. Our skin can easily burn if we're in the sun too long.
Oh, but how will I get tan?
Try self-tanning lotion, but when you're out in the sun, be sure to protect your skin with SPF 30 sunscreen. That helps us lower our chance of getting skin cancer when we're older too.
Oh boy, I'll go grab my sunscreen.
This is Maddie.
And Aiden,
reminding you to be sun safe.
Brought to you by NDSU Extension and the North Dakota Department of Health.
And that's what I have for you. Thank you for listening.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much, Julie. That video looks awesome. We couldn't hear quite exactly what they were saying, but I'm sure we can play it again.
There it is.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Lots of great stuff going on, and I love your invitation for asking for for help wherever you live. I mean, we can all do our part, and just really inspiring to see all the work that you and your team have done.